Good morning, investor and corporate. Welcome to SET Digital Roadshow Quarter 3 2021 Performance Review. This session will run about 45 minutes, including Q&A. Company will start the session by 30 minutes presentation, followed by 15 minutes Q&A. During Q&A, investor may leave your question in the meeting room chat box or use your raise hand function. Then we will open your microphone so you can ask the question to the company directly. May I now invite SCG Packaging Public Company Limited to start the presentation, please?
Yes, thank you very much. And hello, and good morning. So let me just start first by giving some of the overview in terms of our development for the past 9 months, and also my colleagues will follow in terms of more specific in terms of the third quarter and other initiatives. So from this page, you will see that we emphasize the fact that we have been in this business for a very long time, and right now we are the largest packaging player in the ASEAN region with a market capitalization of about 8 billion USD right now. Our growth aspirations can be categorized into 3 things. One, in terms of quality growth with progressive financials. And another one is on to becoming really a customer solution in terms of packaging by providing innovative and sustainable packaging. And the third is to become a leader in the ESG by focusing on what we can do in terms of sustainable packaging and also our business practice. With this, we also try to build up a platform of global management which will lead us to become eventually a global company. So these are our aspirations, and our approach to growth or our business model can be summarized in the T model, or what we call a T profile model. We call it T model because we try to expand our business and strengthen ourselves into the wide horizontal offerings, and also in terms of deep vertical integration. And we believe this is a unique business model for us in the ASEAN region, because there's no other packaging player who has the breadth of providing the kind of packaging to this multiple segment as well as format, and also integrate vertically in terms of along the supply chain. So if we look in terms of the horizontal strategy, for which we try to be very much attached to the consumer segment by providing service and solutions to the growth sector such as food, healthcare, frozen and canned food, beverage, FMCG. So the large portion of our offerings, like 70% of the integrated packaging chain, is actually a consumer link. Also in terms of formats, we provide a variety of formats starting from primary packaging such as food service, healthcare packaging, rigid plastic packaging, flexible packaging, as well as the display or secondary packaging and logistic packaging. So by providing all kind of format, we can really serve the customer in all their packaging needs. So that's the key strategy in why we would like to provide a solution to as many segments and many formats as possible. In terms of vertical integration, you can see on the right-hand side of the fiber-based packaging, and this one is we integrated vertically from the very upstream, like the recycling center, where we collect all the key raw material, which is recovered paper, and then we process them in our paper mills, producing container board, duplex board, and sack kraft, selling these products to the outside customer as well as to our own integrated box plant in secondary and tertiary packaging. So that's how we have a deep vertical integration. In terms of on the left-hand side, you will see another chain that we call fiber chain. Traditionally is the printing and writing paper and the pulp. Right now we focus on the food grade paper. So we start from plantation of eucalyptus, and then we process those into pulp, consisting of various kind of pulp, and we feed into the paper production. Part of it is a food grade paper, which then converted into the food service packaging. So these are our summary of the key model of our business. On the next one, I will just show you how we want to grow this tea model across the region. In Thailand, we have established this tea model is quite well already. You can see that on the for the blue tea, that means what we have right now, and on the shadow green tea, that would be what we aim to achieve. So in Thailand, we have established ourselves. We are number one in the upstream packaging paper. On the downstream, we have also number one in terms of box business, and we have a level of integration of close to 50%. We have already established our presence in terms of the polymer, both rigid packaging as well as the flexible packaging. But in other countries, there are still room for our expansion. In Vietnam, we have a pretty much complete tea, similar to Thailand, but still smaller. For example, we have our upstream packaging paper, Vinakraft, which is right now 500,000 tons a year, number one in Vietnam as well. Downstream, we have various box business there, and we also have already established our polymer footprint for a company like Partico, who produce flexible packaging, and recently from our latest MNP of Tan, which is number one rigid plastic packaging. So you see that we have pretty much established our footprint on almost all segments, all format in Vietnam. So our job is to grow this in a growing country. In Indonesia, it's a similar story, but the tea is not quite complete. We have Fajar, which is the largest upstream packaging paper producer. We still continue to integrate into the downstream box, which we are not yet number one, but we aim to achieve the higher market share in that. So we will continue to do M&P merchant and partnership to expand in terms of downstream in Indonesia. And also we are looking for opportunities for the polymer packaging in Indonesia where we don't have. In the Philippines, we only have right now the upstream packaging paper, so we aim to expand more in all directions. So that's a summary of how we want to grow our business going forward. Next, let's move to the recap the 9-month achievement of what we have done so far. The first one is on how we can grow the revenue and have a solid financials and maintain profitability. We expand our customers and our business into more consumer link segments. And this one, the reason is that the consumer, the demand is quite resilient. So that's why we are able to navigate and sell and capture still growth in the despite the pandemic. So we continue to grow in personal and health hygiene care, F&B, this type of segment. Also, we try to actively manage our costs. There's our we know the trend of rising costs. All the raw materials are higher in the third quarter. The whether freight or RCP costs, this is our key raw materials, also having a high price there. So we try to actively manage our other costs internally to try to achieve the kind of margin that we want to maintain. We also continue with our growth despite the pandemic. This one includes M&P. We conclude GoPack, Intan, and Delta Lab will be concluding in the next month. So that's 4 transactions for this year. Plus, also we announced the expansion of our base in Vietnam, in the North Vietnam. This will be a new production base to expand and capture the market in North Vietnam. For the long term, we also try to develop new products to serve the evolving consumer needs, which are changing, year by year, and we are well positioned to do that with our R&D and innovation in place. We also moving towards net zero carbon by 2050, and that's one of the key ESG commitment among others. So let's move now to capture the little bit on the financials of the 9 months. You can see that both all the revenue, EBITDA and profit, they grow in double digits. Revenue grow in the 9-month period year on year, 39%. EBITDA also grow about 19% the same period. Profit also grow. The margin, EBITDA margin is maintained at about high teens level, dropping slightly from 19 to 18 for the 9 months. But overall, this is considered very healthy in terms of financials. Now, if we look at the portfolio in terms of a composition, the integrated packaging, which consists of the packaging paper and downstream fiber-based packaging and polymer packaging, this account for about 84% of our revenue. The remaining 16% is the fiber chain, which is plantation pulp and food service packaging. And with this, 70% are consumer link for the IPC. On the right-hand side, you will see that our sales revenue in terms of market in Thailand now is only 45%, so less than half. So we expand quite a bit in ASEAN, consisting now composed of 39% of our share, up from 31% of last year. And that's as a result of our expansion in both Vietnam and Indonesia. For the rest of the world, that's for the export outside the region. That's account for about 16%. So that's a recap the pictures of the past 9 months. So I will pass on Kun Vimonman to talk about more on the third quarter, please.
Hello. Next, we'll move on to the third quarter market highlights. As you can see the direction sign on the right-hand side, most of the countries that we have the operation, such as Thailand, Vietnam, and Philippines, affect from the supply chain disruption from the lockdown policy to cope with the surge in COVID-19 cases. On the other hand, Indonesia overall consumption will pick up from the easing government restrictions. Next, for the IPC performance, the revenue grew year-on-year and Q-on-Q, comprised of the performance and polymer packaging grew from the consolidation of Duy Tan, while the utilization rate of Vietnam operation run below 50%. Fiber-based packaging grew from the Intan consolidation, and packaging paper grew from the export growth of and Faja sales improvement. For EBITDA, the decline mainly from the impact of Vietnam operation and lockdown effect, while we have ongoing effort to have more direct source to the raw material and expand the OCC network. Next, for the fiber chain performance, revenue grew year-on-year and slightly decreased Q-on-Q. The revenue growth were from the food service packaging business in Thailand and Malaysia, while Gopac in Vietnam faced the supply chain disruption situation. Currently, food service packaging business accounts for 24% of fiber chain, which increased from 10% last year. For papers, revenue declined due to the work from home policy, while we can capture growth from pulp upcycle. And the EBITDA decreased mainly from the decline in paper sales and lower utilization rate of Gopac in Vietnam. Next, move on to our CapEx plan. We commit to spend 20 billion baht, and as of today, we spend approximately 17 billion baht, and the rest 3 billion baht will support M&P of Delta Lab and ongoing organic expansion. After SCGP listed since October last year, we continue to partner with other companies to pursue our growth commitment. First one, Sovi, the top box player in Vietnam with high consumer growth. Gopac food service packaging in UK to capture demand growth in US and Europe. Duy Tan rigid packaging to fulfill RT model in Vietnam. Intan leading box player in Indonesia to enhance integration and synergy with our existing operation. The latest one, Delta Lab, the healthcare and medical supplies in Spain, which expected to close the deal within next month. Besides the M&P expansion, we also continue to expand our existing production along with customers' demand growth. First one, the packaging paper in North Vietnam. This will add up to 20% from existing capacity and expected to complete in early 2024. After this slide, I'll show you our key rationale for this project. Second, food service packaging expansion in plastic and molded pulp in Thailand and Vietnam. To support the growth opportunity in Europe and US, this will add up 25% from existing capacity and expected to be complete in early 2022. Third one, packaging paper expansion in Philippines. This will add up 90% from existing capacity and expected to test run in early 2022. Fourth to sixth one are the information of our projects that already commercial started for you to take a look more further details. Next one, these are the details of North Vietnam project expansion. As you can see from the map, mostly our production located in South Vietnam, and we see the high growth opportunity in the north and South China. This which driven by MNC customers in E&E and footwear industry. So we'll be the first packaging paper production base in this area. Moreover, this can enable synergy with our existing operation. Normally, we send our product from south to north. This will help reduce logistic costs as well. Lastly, we'll enhance our innovative technology, the lightweight paper, to this operation. Further from the research and development to serve B2B customers, this shows you our solutions that close to day-to-day lifestyle of customers. First one, we launched full-service packaging online platform called Deskpack to serve the rise of online food delivery. Second, we design our packaging to have more specific function to enhance the customer experience by using Dusi Pack brand. Third, this innovative mask, we co-design development with Chulalongkorn University for medical use and also received Good Design Award from Japan. This all for the recap. And next, I will hand over to Khun Danai for the business update and outlook. Thank you.
Yes, so let me continue to touch on the ESG part, which has become more important. We have now for the SET Stock Exchange of Thailand, we are the recipient of 2 awards this year, and one is a business excellence in the category of business excellence, and that's a Best Deal of the Year award. Another one is on sustainability excellence, which is a Rising Star Sustainability Award. So that shows that we are very much committed to our ESG initiative, and also we are listed as in the Thailand Sustainability Investment list as well. On top of that, this past year we initiate secure sustainability linked loan, in which I have a loan that is linked to our KPI in terms of ESG KPI that would help in terms of our financing costs. And we also engage our subsidiaries in the polymer like VC packaging to receive sustainability certification, and this one is from ISCC. So we continue to do a lot in terms of ESG going forward. So I just want to summarize in a way that we have established our growth. We just IPO in about 1 year and 2 months ago, and in that period we have expand our consumer link growth. As we mentioned that we will do, we have a very broad and deep T model, which we believe is a very unique and a good platform for ourselves to build continuous growth. We emphasize on ESG, and that's why in this year we will achieve revenue of over $3 billion US, and that's funded by additional growth capex of 0.6 billion. And all of this while we also very much disciplined in terms of our financial strength. So that's actually recap what we have prepared to talk about, and I would like to thank you very much.